specific. From time to time, and maybe this has been true of you, from time to time I may have talked and spoken out of turn about someone. We had an incident that happened some time ago. A situation arose with a church member, and another church member had come to me seeking advice as to how to deal with it. This person was in a position of leadership, and in my conversation with that individual about how to handle it, and I explained the past encounter that I myself had had with that other church member, and didn't realize that I was painting everything in a negative light to prepare this church leader as to how to deal with it. And by focusing on the negative and not highlighting anything positive about that individual, I essentially tore down that member in the eyes of that church leader rather than build that member up. And guess what? The words that I shared to that church leader about that other church member, those words ended up making their way to that church member. And it harmed our relationship until I was able to seek them out and to ask their forgiveness. Why do we do that? In fact, why do that? Why speak that way? Why talk that way? Do you know that it's going to come back someday at you? In fact, the same author, Paul, would write these words a few years before in Romans chapter 14, verse 10. He says, "Why do you pass judgment on your brother? Or why do you despise your brother? For we will all stand before the judgment seat of God." Then verse 12, "So then each of us will give an account of himself to God." Listen, that ought to worry you. It worries me a little bit that it's not just the things that I do, but the things that I say, that I'm going to have to give an account to the Lord one day. And I'm telling you, when I'm standing before the Lord, I don't want to be in that moment going, "Boy, I have some regrets about the things that I said." Because I'm going to have to give an account. There is actually a better way, and the better way is don't tear down. Instead, seek to build up. Besides, one day we're going to have to answer for how we speak. Here's the second truth. Not only if you want to live a regret-free